Right then, is everybody happy?
Yeah.
We will get on with this community funding subcommittee meeting. First agenda item, apologies for absence. I have got one apology, councillor Swinhoe, and one substitute, councillor Jones for councillor Thor. Is that it? Everybody present? Right, we'll move on. Has anybody got any disclosures of interest or grants of dispensations?
My wife is on the Samba band, so any decision that's made about that, and I will be able to be present, because I can't really get carrying that information back because it's a like a confidential meeting, so I'll have to leave the room when it's discussed.
I don't think it's confidential, but if you don't want to participate in that.
Well, I'm not going to vote on it.
Right, fine.
Okay, because obviously I'm partly involved because I know everybody in the Samba band, so obviously I'm going to vote for it, and that wouldn't be the right thing to do.
No problem. Thank you very much. So that's all sorted there. We'll go on to, if we accept the minutes of the previous minutes. Everybody happy? Thank you. Swiftly on to number 4. The Blythe Food Bank, and this is to resolve and make a further donation of £5,000 to the food bank, and that a further review takes place in 6 months' time. Any questions regarding that?
No, sure.
Let's bring up, Chair, about I know it's an ongoing thing to make regular payments every 6 months. I mean, I think we should start looking at having some sort of look at what they actually have coming in. Things, even if it's not every 6 months, at least yearly, to have a, look at what their actual.
So you would like
to show that we're due diligence,
So you would like them to actually apply for it?
Yes, I think it's only fair.
Right. Denise?
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I said this last time. I just think that we shouldn't be treating any charity any different than any other charity. They should all have the same starting block and the same rules apply to them. I thought that after we'd said this last time, when it went through, we were going to talk about it again before this meeting. I mistakenly thought that, so I was quite surprised to see that it's just come up again to just agree on again.
Can I just clarify, are you proposing that Blythe Food Bank are requested to submit an application and are only restricted to one application per year under the terms and conditions of the grants policy?
Yes, it's every other charity.
So is that proposed and seconded? Yes. And seconded?
Second? Yeah. Sort of one or nothing. Yes?
Yeah, no, there'll be no vote on that tonight unless you chose to.
I think we'll have a vote on that tonight then. All those in favour of carrying out the current agreement that we have at the moment for give them the 5,000 and a review every 6 months.
Could I ask a question? So would that mean that there would, if requested in 6 months' time, there would possibly be given another 5,000? Or are you saying just one a year?
It's
No, that it's, can I just continue?
go ahead, Catherine.
What we used to do, so something we could always give them 5,000 twice a year, so they didn't have to come to the funding.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we used to do. But what I want to do now,
It's to review it in 6 months.
review it by making sure that they won't get one a year like everybody else does. But it's a food bank. I mean, I'll just speak on that because it's a food bank. It does a lot of good for the area, for Blythe. And I just think that we've always supported it, and I would still like to carry on supporting it.
Yeah.
So I won't be voting against it.
I'll take Dave first because he had his hand.
Finished.
Oh, right, go ahead then, Beatrice.
It's just, there are more and more people now dependent on food banks. Everywhere. Believe it or not, I was down south with the daughters a week ago, and they've even got a food bank in Crowborough, which, it's not a place you would ever think there'd be a need. So there's a great need everywhere for the food. And I think perhaps we should just carry on and do as it is. If in 6 months' time they don't apply or they don't ask for it,
It rolls over.
well, I think we should just leave it as things as they are.
Can I seek clarification, please? We just received a proposal and a seconder for putting the food bank under the same conditions as every other applicant, where they would be required to apply with all the associated financial and governance documents, and then that would come to a future meeting of the council, and that, I believe, was agreed. And what the chair is now asking is whether the council on this occasion tonight wish to make the donation of the £5,000, but any future decisions are now bound by the terms and conditions of the grants policy. It's my understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit concerned that we're going to sort of like railroad this through without giving it due consideration. It's a big decision to make in reality. But I'm aware of the fact that people are really struggling now, and especially when you're looking at people who are pensioners and people who are on benefits and are low paid. And not even people, I'm talking about people who are actually working and on minimum wage. You've got people who are like nurses. And most of their wages are getting taken up in rent and mortgages, and it's a massive step to make, to turn around and say that the food bank is we're going to take away this funding. And I totally agree with you that we should, in actual fact, see what they've got as far as financial backing is concerned. We don't want to just be giving away money because they're just saying, put the hand up and say, I want it, and there's no justification for it. But at the end of the day, right, I think that the argument has to be that is sufficient funding being provided in order to maintain an essential service in Blyth, and it really concerns me that that we're going to have a situation where people who are struggling are actually going to starve, you know, and I've been in that situation before the brought up food banks, and I sometimes wonder, you know, decisions like this can be too easily like passed in a couple of seconds, like, you know, do you agree? Yeah, it's gone, that's it. And at the end of the day, I think it needs further investigation before actually make a final decision on it. Sorry to put a fly in the ointment, like, you know, but
Denise?
Can I just clarify a little bit further, you know, for David's understanding as well? We're not taking away any funding. What we're saying is the charity, all of these charities are very important. You know, they all do really good work, and yes, that's a food bank as well. There's more than one food bank in Blyth. Yeah. And all I'm saying is our due diligence, so we are transparent to the public instead of just sticking our hands up every 6 months and making the decision without knowing how that food bank is doing. They should be doing the same as every other charity by filling in the application forms and presenting the paperwork so that we can see exactly how financially stable they are or not, to make an informed decision when we are looking at all of the rest of the funding.
yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, Denise. What I'm saying is here, like, it seems like the proposal's just being made, that they get the option of having one £5,000 fund a year, where it's been like an open agreement that they could have two. And I'm just a little bit concerned that it's not just being fully looked at. And I would say, yes, I totally agree with the fact that what you're saying, the due diligence has to be shown. They've actually got to show that there's a financial requirement. However, just to turn around and say the 2 payments per year are going to get withdrawn, in my opinion, is a little bit too premature at this moment in time, because we haven't got the relevant information.
It's how you've got it at the moment is, we want to resolve if we're going to give them 5,000, and then it'll come back in 6 months' time.
Right.
with a motion that's been put in, then you can discuss that. Yeah, agree.
I understand where you're coming from, but what is the purpose behind that? Because all the other charities are very valuable, but they don't feed people. This puts food in people's mouths, men, women and children. That's the difference. And the uncertainty that's out there at this moment in time. What's the purpose behind changing something that works? If it was anything else, I would agree. And I agree with what you're saying. It's a food bank and there's such a, I know people who depend on that and are working, who depend on that food bank. And the food bank itself needs certainty. And all the other charities, they don't feed people. As important as they all are, but they don't feed people and that's the difference.
Some of them do.
Daniel,
Just a point of clarity, Chair, for the officers. It was my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, that the food bank every 6 months, when this money's supposed to come to them, they ask us if we ask them if they need it, we don't automatically give it to them. Is that right?
That's correct. Every 6 months before this comes back to the Community Funding Committee, an officer visits the food bank and we discuss the situation with them. We don't see their banking information, but they do give us all the statistics of how many food parcels they're giving out, the numbers that are crossing the door, referrals, etc. And that is actually attached to the document as an appendix.
Thank you.
so trying to think the best way is to resolve it. Would it just be better to go for a vote for again 5,000 for them?
But
Or would it still have to go through that anyway? So that'll have to be.
I'll have to be considered.
So can we have a vote on Marcus and Denise's proposal regarding on if it's got to go through the same as everybody else, or do we want to keep it the way that it is now? And then we'll have another vote on the next one going forward. Yes,
That's confusing me. Another vote on the next one.
it'll, because we're having a vote on your motion, for to see if that's accepted, and then we will have a vote on the £5,000 worth to put in for.
Right, okay, so they'll,
So you're voting on your motion, what you put forward to treat them the same,
for the next set of community funding, if they decide to work to.
to put in
Yeah,
for it,
right, okay.
yes.
Is it not
Okay, all I want is the transparency.
Yeah.
You know, not should any money, not to be just transparency in the
Right.
paperwork, so it's there.
Well, Barry,
Is it not worth finding out what the committee want to do to resolve that first? Or do you put the proposal first? Because I think put the proposal first might affect that, all right? But if your proposal what Mark's and Lisa's again, then really
You're going against.
you're rejecting that.
It's a proposal against our recommendation.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So you
the
kind of have
proposal should come first.
Yes.
The alternate proposal.
And if the proposal carries, then that fails.
is, yes.
Mhm.
So would you like to have a vote on the proposal?
Yes.
Yes,
So the proposal is you don't pay them and you make them reapply for next time round or whatever they want.
Well, the proposal is we allow, is this right? That we allow them to have this time, but
But
when
going forward,
In this-
going forward, the next
just
funding,
got to
they
apply.
have to apply the same way everybody else does, as in presenting the information.
Right, I've got that.
So we can make an informed
yeah,
decision.
so yeah, just to show that we're doing due
You're
diligence.
proposing to resolve that, yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
And
with
then,
the next one. Right, yeah. Got it.
Sorry.
Is everybody transparent on that?
Clarify on that. So that is leaving it open for them to potentially claim
Put in again.
£10,000 a year by paying it on this occasion and then allowing them to submit an application form for a maximum of 5,000 next time.
yes.
Then after that, are they allowed to? What happens after that? Is it once per year after that? Because if you're agreeing this, you're agreeing to make a further donation for £5,000
I think,
and then review further in 6 months' time. And then you're potentially receiving another application in 3 months' time where you potentially give them the £5,000. And then in another 3 months after that, you're then considering this again.
yeah, if they apply again on this one, so you're paying them this, and then they apply again on this one. And then what that will do is, because then we've had all of the paperwork to make an informed decision, we should be able to go forward again. If, for example, they want to, and then that would be the 10,000 in the year. The following year, if they apply again early in the year, you've got all of the information to make that informed decision. I just feel at the moment, this yes, you know what I mean? It's not showing the public that we are doing our due diligence. We're just saying yes. We're not saying what their accounts are. We're not saying if they're in dire need compared. What happens if there is more than one food bank?
There's
What
only,
happens if there's a food bank is along?
there's only one food bank, which is the main food bank. The other food bank is the Bacon Butty Club.
No, there's another food bank that I'm aware of in the school. There's food banks set up in the Black Cat.
Recommendation.
So there are food banks popping up,
570.
and there's
There's been another proposal, which are looking at your treatment.
Chair, we shouldn't be having this debate.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So basically, we want to resolve if we're going to give them the 5,000, but we've also got a motion in going forward that they've got to formally apply for the next one.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, so I think that's where we are at the minute. So could we have a vote on that? All in favour?
What,
So. Yep. It's- So we're voting on to give them £5,000 a day.
right,
But when it comes forward in 6 months' time, if they decide to put it in, they've got to submit the paperwork
So what
as
is
per the application.
If you're changing what we do
Ins-
at present.
Instead of them just getting it, they've got to submit like everybody else.
Right, that's the motion, that's to the floor. Okay, that's
Yes.
the reason.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like a double one sort of thing. What's in? They're happy
So if you vote against it, they'll still get the 5,000.
passes. Yes, if it goes through, they'll get the 5,000 this time.
If you vote against it now, they're not gonna get the 5,000 if there's enough
Well,
carry,
it shouldn't be connected.
you know.
So you want them both separate?
Yes, that's what I understand when there was an alternative motion proposed.
We're we're going to vote on,
Is that-
do you agree that they get 5,000? After we do that process,
No,
as a
I'll put
case
the
of,
motion
we're
after
putting the
that
motion
now.
forward, yeah.
So I'll put the motion forward that they get £5,000 this time.
No.
No, but sorry, well,
Also,
we'll have a vote on the £5,000 for to give them this time.
yes, and then the
Right.
separate one is,
The motion.
then we're getting some
They had done it the other way around because I thought it would have had to be done later.
midnight.
So could we have a yes for the £5,000 to the food bank?
Yes,
yes,
Thank you. Now, the next one is for the motion what was brought forward, that they will have to apply and fill out the forms like everybody else. So could we have a in favour vote for that? Happy with that? And against?
and when everyone.
It's carried, right. Well, that's happy with that one. We've got that all logged, so we can move on from that one. Right, on to agenda number 5. And hopefully everybody's read the paperwork.
no, because once again, I can't open them in zip. They've done this once before. I've never been able to open them. They did change the system where I could open them, and now I can't open the zip. So I don't know whether everybody else can open it, but I couldn't open the zip one.
There were some files that I couldn't open as well.
Yeah.
So you couldn't open them
Yeah.
either.
Right,
So you've got.
so have you got your sheets in front of you now?
I've just got these sheets in front of us now.
Second
What?
one down on that one there.
What do you mean?
Right, so it'll be to consider new applications for the community fund. And
Yeah,
number 1 on your list is the 203 Elzig Battery RA Association.
mhm.
And they are wanting £2,000. Yeah, so that's It is for that trip, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
the planned
It's,
trip.
Yeah, they're for a
yeah,
planet trip.
yeah, the Anzac battery, the one was 2 or 3 one. A group of veterans, that was in the army and that. And every year they go to the arbitration. So I find they're struggling this year, so.
Yeah.
He was struggling, so.
Actually, it's a vote on it, if you want.
No, I think there's
Yeah.
a little bit of discussion.
Yeah.
I just have a little bit of concern on this one. First of all, yes, very good charity, what they want to do, super. And they are in need of the money. However, they do have £5,000 restricted funds, and that £5,000 is a grant that we gave them nearly 2 years ago. And the reasons haven't spent the grant was because they were going to buy a gun with a 2 wheels. Yeah, they're calling it
£25.
with 2 wheels. They were going to buy one of those, but when they come to buy it, the price of it had shot up. Now I've had a look at, and the price is approximately now for that gun £17,000, and they've only got something like £8,000 in their funds, and 5,000 of that is the grant. So when you look at the way that their accounts are running, they are really struggling. They're spending more than is coming in. Yeah. So my concern is, how are they going to find the rest of that funding to be able to buy a £17,000 gun when they're already spending more than they're having coming in? And how much longer are they going to sit on that grant? So I would say, can we just say the £2,000 that they want to repurpose the grant that they're already sitting on, so that they can take it immediately, and for the other 3,000 they either come back with a repurpose for that, or they come back with a clear plan of how they're going to purchase that £17,000 gun.
What type of gun are they planning to buy?
This was from,
£25.
aye, but it was money from a few years ago, wasn't it?
I know, but what kind of gun?
It's a £25.
25, I'm calling it an artillery gun,
Yeah.
but it's on wheels, it's like a cannon.
They take it to the different shows.
Oh,
That's what the TA have at the front.
Desperately needed.
Go ahead, Daniel.
When is the trip?
It was coming up this year, wasn't it? It was,
It is this year sometime, but I don't know what the dates were.
no, it's not next week, no,
So it's not time sensitive.
no. It's the annual trip thing, so it is sort of like.
So you want to put a motion in for the, basically use the money what they've got, 2,000 out of the 5,000 what they've got for that.
Yeah, as a
For that gun.
repurpose. So
Yeah.
we have it in the notes that the 5,000 we're giving for the gun, they've repurposed 2,000 of it.
Right.
And also a clear plan before they come back for any more funding in the future,
Yeah,
what we're going to do with the rest of that.
so is that, yeah, that's your motion. Can I have a second for that motion?
Yeah, 1 second.
Right, excellent. I've just done the vote on that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go to vote on, or do you want us to explain? Is all right with that? So, have you got another suggestion for that? No? Yeah, so we'll go for a vote for to accept the motion for to take the 2,000 out of the 5,000 what they've got held as,
And then they can come back, once they find a gun the other
if
time.
they need it, yes. So, all in favour?
I agree with that.
Yeah, everybody. Marvellous. Right, we'll move on to number 2, which is Bede Academy, and I believe that has been deferred for the moment. So we shall have to have a vote for to defer that one for the moment. What was the reason for it? Selgram, no?
Well, one of the members to defer it.
Right.
And nothing is deferring it.
Is this,
I thought that was passed on, just say all I've got there.
sorry, Chair,
So-
is this the school that's deferred?
No, it's, I've gotten a bit duffer on that one, so it's gonna come from the floor with that one, so for the Bede Academy, obviously there's been a discussion about that. Anybody would like to mention it?
I've just got a
Go ahead,
question. I think the last time we had a request for an academy or any school making a request for a grant. I thought it was not actually in our remit. Is that correct? To provide-
Slightly different this one.
Chair, may I clarify on that?
Yes.
Last year, we received 2 applications from the Bede Academy. One of the applications was the same event as this one, which you could fund because it's of community benefit, because it's an event that the community are welcome to attend, community organisations. So you can fund this event within legislation. The other application submitted last time was for improvements to garden and facilities on their site. And that was the one that you couldn't fund because it could potentially be perceived as double taxation.
Happy with that. So, Denise?
Yeah, unfortunately for this one, when I'm having a look, we've got such a long list here of applicants. And I have been through all of the details, and unfortunately for me, I can't agree to the academy purely because of the very high amount that they do have sitting in their bank. And also of the surplus, you know, of their income after expenditure. For to apply for such a small grant, 1,360, their current financial situation is much better than a lot of these on this list, that it wouldn't hurt them to fund it themselves. Just to add, this list is, if you were to fund everything on this list, it's more than half of the whole year's funding.
Anybody else?
How much were they asking for, Chair, and what was it for?
They were asking for 1,360.
Was it full?
For hosting a public community event showcasing and celebrating local organisations which support young people across Blyth.
That was a good event last year, Chair. But I remember we didn't fund it last year either, but we were still invited members to attend. So it's probably something I would support with other members as well.
Yeah.
I would support it.
This is a proposal because it hasn't been seconded if it was a proposal.
Money, you know what I mean? That's the issue.
I want, just to clarify, mine wasn't a proposal, I was just saying this is why I can't support it.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm concerned about all of the others on the list.
yeah, so everybody's had a discussion on that. We're gonna move on to the vote for that one, if we're in favour of. Oops.
Sorry, it was just to say that if we were looking to defer with this one because it is a time sensitive issue, the event is in July. You know, we wouldn't be able to push it one way or the other.
There's been no proposals.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to make it.
Right. So we'll go for the vote. All those in favour of giving the Bede Academy their money, raise your hands, please. All those against? No. Right, unfortunately, we've been unsuccessful for that one. So we'll move on to the next one, and that's for Blossoming Communities. And they're requesting £5,000. Oh,
As a contribution to overall organisational costs, weekly arts and crafts.
has anybody got anything for the mention on that?
Yes, look, very good, it's a local organisation, they were at the, our annual town meeting just, last week, 2 weeks ago, and, I'm really pleased with the work doing the community. I've attended 1 or 2 of their events before, and they get a good number of people going, and it's something I would like to fund share, agreed.
Thank you very much.
I can totally say what Dan said. They go around the community and live. They're really good at what they do, and they do get people in. Their arts and crafts they do is brilliant. So I would
Excellent.
support it.
Thank you very much.
I would support that as well, because we did go and visit and they do look after so many like special needs people as well that need that support and tackle loneliness.
Excellent. Denise?
Yeah, I think, you know, they do have a reasonable reach, they tackle loneliness and well-being, and they have got very low reserves, so yes, I support.
Anybody else? Any? No? So we shall move on to the vote for to see if,
Who's
Oh.
who want to vote?
all those in favour? Yeah,
I'm looking at the time mark. You
that's,
see.
that's through, right? Marvellous. And we got paperwork. So the next one is Brick, and they're requesting £5,000.
As a contribution to programme.
Employability and drop-in sessions. Has anybody got any debate on that, Dan?
Another organisation, Chair, that helps the community who didn't get through school age and provides them with key skills like maths and English, and I've had a look inside, Chair, and they get good attendance as well. I think it's something we should be supporting.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you. Denise?
Yeah, they are a very good organisation. I have been felt to see them. But I don't like to say this. Again, I'm trying to spread these funds out to those who, you know, sort of need the money a little bit more. So I have put them down as slightly lower priority. We do have quite high unrestricted funds and a higher income than the others. Which does sort of suggest to me that they can absorb, or even part from that 5,000. So unfortunately, unwillingly, I'm responsible.
Right. Has anybody got anything else to mention on that? No, we'll go straight to vote. All those in favour of supporting Brick? Yeah, and all those against? Right, marvellous. The next one on the list is Blythe Rugby and Cricket Club. And they're wanting £5,000. And that's new pathways for the playing pitches.
Sorry, what was it for?
New pathways for the playing pitches. Denise?
Can I just ask a question? Last year, they put in a grant and it was for the pathway to go along the playing pitch, but then they came back and asked if they could repurpose that for some fences.
Fence,
A garden. So what was the problem with, why couldn't they carry out the delivery on the pathway?
They'd adjusted their priorities at the time. So they still planned as part of their longer term plans to do the pathway, but at that time the fencing was their priority. So that was why they asked to repurpose.
Any other questions?
Don't they have quite a few sponsors, don't they?
Not sure.
It's on the board.
We do seem to have a few sponsors from the outside of the club.
But it's true that they have been back regular sort of thing, you know, and they have been successful in a few. Go ahead, Dan.
I'll probably just say, Chair, with this one, it's because it's not time sensitive, I'll probably defer it and let them say, please come back.
Are you putting that in as a motion, Dan?
Yeah, sure.
Have a second, Dan? For Dan? Right. Very good. So can we have a vote on that motion to get it done?
Yeah.
Could have a vote on the motion for it to be accepted. All those in favour of accepting Dan's motion? Yeah.
Can I just seek some clarity on that? So as it's not time sensitive, we're not considering the application on this occasion. Are we asking them to reapply, which would be quite time consuming for them to update all their information? Or will we just ask them for an update for a future round and bring this application back?
Go ahead, Dave.
Can I just suggest that we'll revisit it the next set of meetings, the next meeting, which
The next meeting we have out.
the next, rather than make a decision now.
If you're all in agreement.
Are you all in agreement with deferring it to the next meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, jolly good. Right, move on to the next one. Number 6, and this is for Blythe Sports Social Club. And they're wanting £3,630, and it's to erect a fence to the front of the club to create a secure area with seating and canopies, and they're going to remove the existing smoking shelter. Denise?
Yeah, this one's a little bit of a funny one because when you read the paperwork, they do a lot of community work, and they offer their space free of charge. So they have a number of dancing schools. I think it's a 3 or 4 dancing schools coming in. They've got a junior dance academy with 50 members in. They've got a normal dance academy. They run a pool club, so they're not just a club that, you know, people go to have a drink. They do a lot for the community in that way. They said the garden was for adults and children's use, but it's on the front.
Kumasi Roadside.
It's on the front of the club,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right.
You know, they've got that ramp coming down.
Right.
So they want to put it all at the side and along to tie up all the front and get rid of the smoking. Because they said they didn't want people outside smoking on
Right.
the front. So it's a difficult one because when you look at how they're running, their accounts, you know, everything's very, very tight. They have made a bit of a loss this year. So, you know, it's that balance between it. Is that garden in need? You know, but at the same time, if that building wasn't there, there are a lot of community groups that are going to suffer because they don't get charged for the use of the whole.
Right.
I agree with Denise, and clubs and pubs are struggling so much, you know, and when you lose one, the community seems to die around it, and you know, it's like that now. It's not like it was where they were booming in the olden days, in the good old days. And I agree with what you're saying. It's vital for that area. There isn't another club that I know of around there. I mean, how many clubs have we left within Blythe? 3, 4? Comrades, the Waterloo, the High Street,
Services.
5. So, you know, and when you think of how many there was, and I think it's right to support them when they're trying to make good of something for the benefit of the community, so I would agree with you.
As you say, Chair, also they allow other charities to use the rooms free of charge for their meetings as well. So again, you know, they don't make any money from things like that. They just have to book it. So.
And I'm all for supporting the social clubs because they've got, like was said, they're struggling. And I'm not only that, if it's going to make that side of the path a lot tidier,
Yes,
definitely do it.
thank you, Kath. Dave?
I think it's one by providing this small sum of money. It's not a lot really for a home. It will, on a club, it'll actually make the place more attractive and it may well turn their a deficit into a profit, which is what we want to see. And I say, looking at that particular area, it's going to tidy up that area up because it's looking a little bit ropey. For a very small amount of money, there'll be a lot of commitment put into it, and I think it'll be money well spent.
Good stuff. We shall move on to the vote then. All those in favour, I've given them the £3,630. Straight through. Item number 7, this is for Blythe Valley Samba. They're requesting £5,000 and this is for new drums, as membership is increased, uniform for members and a trailer for transport and equipment to events. The overall costs £5,876. So they have got quite a few people in this group, 30 plus members, and they do a lot of engagement for public events.
They certainly do because they get involved with all our events that we put on. And they do a great job, although I cannot stand to hear them. No, but they do,
Yeah.
they put an awful lot on for different ones. And I've seen quite a few of my friends have joined them who's lost somebody or other and is getting them out the house, they're getting involved in something like that. What it's like, I don't know, because like I say, I can stand to listen to them, but they do a good job.
Hi. Anybody
I'll tell
else?
them that myself.
Really like that, Kathy.
Any other questions? No?
No.
Right, we shall move straight on to the vote then. All those in favour, give them £5,000 to the Samba. Yep, that's through. And Dave said he wasn't going to vote.
Yeah, I'm abstaining from this.
So, right, we'll move on to number 8, and that's the Blythe Stroke Support Group. I want £2,000. The cost of the project is 14, and its contribution to service provision. Yeah, they want 2,000 plus what the cost only. Yeah. It's right. 2,000.
Project's 2,000 I heard.
Yeah, it's, they're wanting 2,000 from Blythe Town Council. But the overall cost of the project is 14,000.
What's the
So that's just to help and that's contribution to the service provision. So that
income has got on there, 14,000.
That's
Yeah.
not correct.
No, it's not the correct amount. The amount's 2,000.
so they want
But I want
2,000.
full funding.
So the paperwork I've got it. Yeah, so that's,
Funding 2,000.
Yeah,
Project
so that's-
Camden.
so that's wrong. Right, cool. So amount requested is £2,000 from what group sells.
Agree.
Does everybody agree on that?
Yeah.
Agree? Thank you. And we'll go to the Blythe Toll Ships. Amount requested from BBC is 5,000. And this is for a contribution to repair costs to the pontoon, which ensures safe boarding and disembarking from the heritage ship. Currently, the overall cost of this project will be £15,000. Different yours?
No.
That one's done enough. Denise?
Yeah, again, you know, it is a valuable heritage property, but again, it's financially stronger than most of the other applicants. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to say no on this occasion. Unless they want to come back next time.
Right.
I tend to agree with you this time, Denise. They've got
Yeah.
486,000 their income. I mean, they've only got, was it 87,000 unrestricted.
118 unrestricted funds.
And I think that's an awful lot of money they've got sitting on.
Well, they did get,
Because they get grants, don't they?
they did get over £8,000 off were at last year's for
Yes.
the pathway as well, you know.
Yeah.
So, Morris?
That's chair about, about it's for the pontoon, is it not the board's responsibility to have the pontoons maintained? Obviously, they're paying for their berth. For that ship, the Williams. I mean, usually it comes with the board's responsibility for the berth and the pontoons and things like that, the upkeep of pontoons and stuff like that, so it might be worth looking into.
The Williams, I think, was for the other full university one.
Not sure. Anna?
Yeah, so I've had discussions with Siobhan, who's the CEO around this, and her pontoon, because they were a private entity that rents space from the Port of Blythe, they take on the responsibility of maintaining and keeping it just as they would with the Williams as well. She does, when I've spoken to her in the past, she is going to get the Port of Blythe to repair the pontoon, because that'll be the cheapest option for them, because they do have a good working relationship. Apologies, my voice is already good. A good working relationship. So they do have reduced rates, and they're all kind of in-kind supports already in place. So unfortunately, no, Port of Blythe aren't directly responsible for the board and the Williams. It's toll ships that are wholly responsible for that.
Happy?
Yeah.
Right, so I think we'll have a vote on this one. All those in favour of giving the Blythe Toll Ships £5,000, raise your hands, please. I think we've got one answer on that.
It's just the money that's sitting on. It's a hell of a chance.
Yeah.
Right. We've got a result for that. Happy with that. We shall move on to number 10. This is for the Citizens Advice Bureau. They're wanting £5,000. And they want cab work within the locality, Tuesday and Friday, with volunteers and a staff member. So that is what they're wanting. Denise?
Yeah, I'm in the same position again with this one. You know, they do live work, but compared to the other groups, the financial need is much lower. They're quite healthy. You know, when you look at them and, you know, they actually turn over and bring it on. We do.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes, no means.
Think.
Am I reading this right or wrong here? Is it
Just
4 million or 4,000?
It's actually
5
5
million.
million.
5 million.
5 million.
So the
They've come back for a grand.
so that income is 5 million, and operating costs are 4.8 8.
Well, cut their operating cost in.
But they've got like nearly 200,000
200,
surplus.
Yeah.
Just to check, you have a tally of how much we spent so far.
You spent 20,630 so far.
Is that not including the,
5.
that's including the fine?
So, oh, sorry, I haven't included the food bank in that.
Right.
It was at 25.
Yeah.
1,630.
I think we're 20,000 20,630.
No, I think that's including the food bank.
No, you've given 5K Blossom and Communities, 3,630 to Blythe Sports and Social, 5K the Blythe Samba, 2 to Blythe Stroke Support. Oh, hang on, no, sorry, I've put 5K against
The total shifts, no.
agreed. Yeah, that is correct.
20,630 spent so far.
Right, so we'll have a vote on the citizens' advice. All those in favour of giving them the £5,000, raise their hand. Successful, unfortunately. All right, we'll now move on to Framlinton Archers.
So where?
Well,
Cramlinton Archers are currently located in Cramlinton, but they're moving to be part of Visit Blythe Golf Club.
Yeah. We've had quite we've had a lot of support from the golf club as well, telling them that's basically setting out the arrangements and
They're moving to the golf club. Oh, right. Will they change that name then?
they haven't done the application.
Right, so the Cramlinton Archers, who are potentially moving to Blythe, are looking for £4,329, and that's for specialist equipment, Arajacks, bosses, whatever they are. His membership has grown, and a storage container. So there you go. Denise.
Oh, sorry.
Come
So just to add on to the information you've given about the golf club recommending, when they move in to the golf club, they will be paying the golf club. That's what it says in the paperwork. So just to make that part clear about that. My question is, when they talk about members, you know, their members are growing and they're looking to grow their members. So do they have any members from Blythe or all members from Cramlinton? And have they approached Cramlinton Town Council to ask them for some funding to help them with the move to Blythe or part funding for this?
And I'm just aware of what's in the application.
So I propose that we just put this on.
Nice.
Yeah.
You wanted to do same? Second.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Just a question from,
Go ahead.
they're saying like they're moving it to the golf club. Surely they have all their equipment and that with them, wouldn't they? I would think so.
Unless they're trying a different aspect of it.
Right, can I just say that? I agree with Denise that we defer it till we find out exactly what they've got. Yeah,
put them in.
I don't want to not give them because with them being a new group coming into Blythe. But I want to defer it till find out.
Marvin.
Did they actually give a date of when they're actually moving to Blythe?
Summer, off the top of my head, but I wouldn't like to kind of put a concrete date on that. I think it was this summer. There was a letter from them. I can't remember if I mentioned it in there.
You've got,
Dan.
it's not any sensible.
Would they be able to tell us if their members were Blythe, or could they just say yes they are, but they're not actually?
That's why I think it would potentially be good for the listen to the deferral proposal for to find out
Yes.
a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I agree, but it's just, they could just say, well, yeah, we have, but.
So is everybody in favour of deferring it
Yes.
once we have the meeting? Thank you very much.
Or join.
We're getting there. Time.
It's got 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 1 hour. Right, so it's not a CVA. Right, number 12, we've got the CVA. And they're wanting £5,000. And its contribution to ongoing activity and the overall cost of the project is £113,000, £700. If you would like any more information on this, just let us know. It seems as though that income's about
Got plenty.
Well, to be honest with you, I fully support these because they get the health groups get their money, not get a lotteries and stuff like that, get what they want from through different wars for all and things like that. And I think they do a really good job. And I think where they are, it's costs a fortune to run it. I support them.
Deirdre.
It just seems they've got a good bank balance. And when somebody like this has a good bank balance and we're struggling to find the money to support others that haven't, we could say the same to others. So I would disagree. I think, tell them to come back and they're poor.
So the
On that one, or do you want to proceed to the vote? Right, all those in favour of giving the CVA £5,000 up?
Deirdre had already proposed to defer it, to tell them.
And then come back when they're poor.
It's getting it.
I don't know if that was a proposal.
Original.
Do you want to put in a proposal? To
Well,
defer?
I think, there's only one who's supporting giving it, so.
Support them every time. Do a lot of
You've
good.
got a
I
second.
have a proposal then, that they come back when they're poorer. Right, we
Right.
don't give it to them. They have to
We'll have
reapply.
it.
Yes.
So all those in favour of giving them £5,000. All those against? Jolly good.
Sorry, Cap.
Just don't be sorry to me. I'll catch you later.
I know you.
No, everybody's got the right to a say.
Right. Next one is Escape Family Support. They're seeking £5,000 for community grant and its contribution to service provision again.
Again, they've got a good.
Denise.
I know.
This one, I propose that we do defer purely because, well, first of all, yes, they're very healthy in their accounts, but they do have £57,000 worth of grants that they've applied from other multiple sources and they're waiting decisions on. So I would say, maybe defer that until they've got the answer whether they got all of those grants, because that's a lot of money.
I would agree with that. We're turning into real Scrooges here.
Well, at the end of the day,
Right.
I support Escape for what they do, but when you're seeing that money sitting
Bank
there,
balance.
I'm thinking that they
And
need
they've
it.
got a wide network of.
So could I have a second for Denise's proposal?
I
please?
second that.
Thank you very much. Are we all happy with deferring it earlier?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, marvellous. Friends of LV50 are next on the list.
What date, can I ask? What,
The
yeah,
light,
There's a light shift.
the light shift.
The
The
light
light
shift.
shift.
oh,
All that.
You know, it was, oh, you see.
The yacht
when-
club.
Yeah, it's a lot,
The yacht club, yeah.
I
South
couldn't get the
Harbour.
word out.
I know,
You must go and visit it anyway.
right, okay.
All of the time.
Had a grant from the state, yeah, for publication of children's book
Yeah.
and a QR code that they could watch the video on, and they handed it all out at the RNLI. And
So they're wanting £4,000, and that's for a creation of a video tour of the light ship for the website to ensure accessibility and generate visitor interest.
Yes.
Denise?
yeah, heritage education benefits, and they are solely volunteer run. However, they have applied for a Lloyd's grant for the same project. So I would like to say that I propose that, you know, I'm saying yes to the grant on the out subject to
The
the
light.
Lloyd's,
Mhm.
the Lloyd's funding. So if they get the Lloyd's funding, then they don't get the grant.
So have you
So
got
we'll
a,
say yes.
so have you got a second that for your
delegated.
proposal?
Say yes, but then it'll be delegated to the chair and the vice chair, depending on the
I
funding.
agree with that.
Right.
So defer this one, is that what you're saying?
No,
No.
just say yes. Only if they don't get the grant from
So,
Lloyd's.
right, so it's like provided if they don't get the grant.
So they'll get that money, but if Lloyd's give them the money, then we don't give them it.
That's fair enough.
Yes?
Yeah.
Got a second for that, yeah?
Yeah, darling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so does everybody agree with that one?
Agree.
Yeah, excellent. Happy with that one. Right, now we'll move on to Holden Hearts, and they're wanting £4,864,000, and that's for a contribution to service provision,
How much?
£4,864.
Right.
And they're wanting that for contribution for service provision and support and expansion into new structured programs.
Anyhow,
The checkers, where these are from,
They're from Blythe.
are they?
Yeah.
Are they set up in blind?
Yeah, they're based in the season.
they've got a canny backgrounds.
Not as good as the ones that say.
Right.
I'm having a look at that, and what I've read on here is different to what I've seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the actual paperwork.
The
It
confusion.
gives you a different figure on there. What I've actually,
Correct.
well,
That,
it seems to have got less than what it looks like.
Malcolm?
I was going to say then, it's got the final.
So what are you asking? Are you asking about the unrestricted funds held?
on the unrestricted funds, it's 77,953.
Yeah.
78,000 unrestricted, I've got on my paperwork.
Unrestricted is 6282.
77,953.
Yeah.
What's on the front sheet is what they've submitted in their application form as their unrestricted funds.
Yeah.
They've got nearly 5,000 in front.
And that's the total cost of sales, 77,953, which equates to what was in there. Unrestricted funds.
6.
So even though their income was 84,000, there was 186,000, so they were in a deficit of nearly 2.
Yeah. They've listed that in their paperwork as their unrestricted funds. Yeah. I shouldn't say that on the sheet. Yeah.
That's, I get clarification and deferred.
Well, that is their account statements. I don't know when. It looks as if they've taken the wrong figure when they've submitted them. That is what they've put on their application form, with restricted funds as the 77,953.
So potentially this is another one.
Well, this was the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
needs clearing up, I think, that maybe some deferral would come back and say.
Yeah.
Deferral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think everybody's agreed to defer that one. Jolly good.
And I'll just say something before you move on to the next one. I didn't realise this was off. The Magic Memories is one of my groups, so I'll have,
Right.
Okay.
I'll have to leave the room because it's about, it's about money, financial. Sorry, I should have put that at the beginning, but it's tonight's the only night I've seen these papers, so I'm being
I'm
open.
sure if the chair's nice, he might let you hold it. Get that, photocopy that says on there?
I didn't
Right.
say should put in, but
Yeah, okay,
I'll just not say nothing
yeah.
unless you want to know anything.
Right, this is for Magic Memories, and they're requesting £1,000, and it's for printing costs for a dementia guide, for to be done locally.
I
Dan,
also give them the money, Chair.
well,
Because we're all heading there.
second, is everybody happy?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much for that one.
Thank you very much.
That's the first time we've applied for one as well.
He abstained. Right. 1 to 17, and this is for the marine medical social prescribers. Are requesting £3,829.40, and it's for community wellbeing events. Denise?
I was going to say, I'm just going to speak on that. I think the Marine Medical does a really good job, the social prescribers. The whole events all over, well attended. So I would fully support them, mate. What they're doing.
I had a good discussion with somebody in the meeting that we had at the pavilion, who was telling me about how
Jenny.
how they support the community
Yeah.
in Phoenix, and it's on a Tuesday morning. I was very impressed, you know. I think that, you know, they go out of their way, not only act as a medical centre for people, but they also put more into the community than you would not necessarily ask for, you know. I think that's very commendable.
No problem. Denise?
Yeah.
Follow that.
Maybe we do the hand up stand up thing.
Yeah.
Aye. Well, that's,
Yeah, I do think that they're a very important group. However, last year they came to us and asked us for a grant, and they didn't give us any form of account. And
Okay.
they're, who do I remember?
You might well, Olga, because she was very much like you.
And last year they didn't present any accounts, and we do have policies, and the policies are the accounts should be presented. And last year, because they came to us and there wasn't any, we said we'd let that, we would agree to that funding. However, if they were to come back, they were to present an accounts. Now, we understand that they tied into the doctor's accounts, but anybody who understands accounting knows it's easy enough to get just a balance sheet for that specific part of the business, and they haven't done it again this year. So I will only agree to this today based upon that we set those accounts in and it's delegated to the chair.
Agree.
right. So is everybody happy with
That.
that proposal
Yeah.
put in for that, right?
Oh, we're getting there.
Agree with that.
Yeah, everybody, Stan, you okay with that? Yeah, excellent. Very much. Next one, the Mighty Mines.
What is it?
Oh, sorry, No, it's Mighty Mains, I've done. You've got magic memories.
No, you've done magic memory.
Aye, Mighty Mains, they're requesting £4,819 against a project of nearly £27,000. And the reason for the funding is they want a vinyl wrap for the company vehicle, mobile events and delivery, and an awning to improve visibility of the services and weather protection during events.
What are they? I know.
They are, I met them last week and they are for, the health and well-being of young children and, children with special needs.
Nice.
And they do,
Where the base?
no, let me think. I don't think they were in Blythe, but I could be wrong.
But potentially being mobile, there may be having events and like.
Yes,
Right, Hannah?
so I've spoken to and we just wanted to clarify because I think she lives in Cramlington. We just wanted to clarify how much of a presence she has in Blythe. The majority of her events are in Blythe. She's got a really good relationship with South Beach Surf and with the Adaptive Surf Academy as well. So I think a lot of her events are tied into that sort of area. And she also has applied for half funding as well, so holiday activity and food funding, and I believe that'll be in Blythe as well. So I think the majority of her output is in the area.
Dan,
She was at our last lecture. And as far as I'm aware, she doesn't have a base, but she's operating from a vehicle, I think, at the beach.
yeah,
But in terms of the work she's doing, I'd probably support and say I would agree to, I'll propose a motion to give her the money.
I'll second that.
yes.
Sorry, what was the motion?
Oh,
That-
right, to be
the funding.
proposed with the full amount.
Yeah.
So
Everybody,
is everybody happy with that motion?
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
Yep.
Very good. Right, last one. And this is Newsham and New Delaval Youth Forum asking for £3,000 to upgrade resources, new resources, i.e. table tennis, things like that. I haven't applied before, or I have applied before, so I've got no one here.
we have to work at Chelsea that they're not.
Go ahead, Denise.
This group have applied before. We applied 2 years ago for £10,000. And they spent 4,000 of that in 24. And in 25, they spent the other 6,000 of that. However, they do seem to have very good governance and they reach over 200 plus young people and they do have a proven track record of delivery. And that £3,000 will go a long way. There is that little bit of a concern about holding on to the grant value for nearly just over a year and a bit, but that's more down to our governance that we need to tighten.
Dave.
So again, the one at the pavilion, I've spoken to them there. They do a lot of work for the community. They try to get the kids off the streets. They're pretty much restricted at the moment. It's something that because I spoke to them just before I was on holiday, I'm going to go on to the Isabella Centre to see if I can get them introduced into there. They do need to have more places to go to try and get the kids off the streets, and they're very dedicated people, and I think we should support this.
Yeah, Deirdre.
I mean, as we all know, there are major issues in Newsham, especially. The residents meeting every 3 months, the people are complaining about the youth and what they're getting up to. Anything that can help them is vital. Just to, if you get children off the street and get them involved in things, you can make a life for them. But if they're left to God and good neighbours, they do get into problems and they create problems and then it causes problems for everybody around. So I think it's £3,000 worth spending.
Kath?
Yeah, I totally agree with
Same.
it. They use outreach workers,
They do.
go to the estate
Right.
to, you know, talk to the young ones and that, and, they seem to be getting more and more going to their youth club now with the pavilions, so, you know, I think they're doing a good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're all agreed on giving them the funding for that? No? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Right. All agreed. Yeah. Marvellous, that wrapped up. We've got no delegated actions.
Well done, Mark.
Well done, Mark.
Yeah, how much?
Get that for you now.
We'll keep you as chair.
I had 37,278 and 40 pence with 7,829 of that and 40 pence
Yeah.
delegated
Yeah.
to future decisions.
I think the 2,000's a bit on there.
Yeah.
The other six, because I'm not, I'm approved it, but what I've been
Yeah.
Right. The date and time of the next meeting,
And you can be chair next week.
8th of September, 6:30.
And please.
Thank you very much.
Don't put us